Alright, Kia ora whanau, welcome to Taniwha TV. We have a nationwide subject for you tonight. It is the Māori or general electoral options.
We're going to be talking about politics, bro.
Politics. Oh, and another shout out for our makeup artist there. Oi, looking us snazzy, looking snazzy.
Hard out.
Alright, so we got our Māori or general election options. I hope for the majority of Māori descendants out there, you guys went for the Māori option.
Yeah, but it's politics.
It's politics,
It's
yes.
politics, and for me, election, because there's an election coming. Up.
Ooh, was that
But-
October?
October the 14th.
Yeah.
However, bro, I'm going to talk personal to you.
Yep.
Have you ever voted?
So when
Oh,
I left
straight there.
when I left home and I was the age of 18
Yes.
to vote, yes, I did vote for 2 years within the household of my family. But after that, I did not. I was so bad. I did not care about the
Didn't care about
elections
voting?
at the time. I was trying to care about my own life.
Yeah. What about politics? You care about politics in general, or
I care about how it affects me and the people I care about, but in general, I wouldn't sit in a courtroom and talk about politics.
right?
Yeah.
So it's special tonight, whānau. We're going to be talking about politics, especially the Māori electoral option.
Yes.
Very important. The election coming up, and also some facts and figures. But I'm going to hit you with some facts and figures.
Yep. Give me
It's
that.
at 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock on a Thursday night. Sorry to be hitting you with these ones, but did you know that there is 3,871,418 people who can vote?
That's a lot of votes.
3.8 million.
There's a lot of leeway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
But then, did you know that only 3.4 million people are enrolled?
Wait, what?
Yep. So that means 400,000 people are not enrolled to vote.
That's actually a lot of people. But
That's a lot of
compared to the
people.
number 3 million, it's not. But it actually is. That's a lot of brains and a lot of signatures to be given. So decision making for the country.
That's right. It's 11%. 11% aren't enrolled to vote. And okay, I'm going to ask you this one. How many Māori voters do you think there are? How many Māori voters out there?
I did do a little bit of a tautoko on the websites, but I did see there was 1,000 difference. Like I think I did see like 800 something.
Okay.
Between March and June or something like that.
Right. Would it surprise you to know that there are 500,000 Māori voters? 500,000. Look at that.
500,000 out of 3 point something
Out
million.
of 3.8 million. 261,000
Yeah.
are on the Māori roll,
Yeah.
and 250,000 are on the general roll. So almost half. More people on the Māori roll. Just 11,000 more.
Can I ask why? Why would they rather go to their Māori descendants? Wouldn't it be more beneficial for them to go to the Māori option
I'm
instead of the
glad you
general?
asked, brother. I'm glad you asked. Well, first it probably goes back to, in Māori culture, democracy was introduced with colonisation. Back in te rā days, bro, when you had your whānau, your hapu, your iwi,
Yeah.
and you had your rangatira
Mm-hmm.
and your tohunga,
Yeah.
who weren't elected. We didn't sit around the campfire and give a speech to go, the bro.
You do this, you
It
do
wasn't
that.
like that. It was like some of it based on whakapapa.
Yeah.
So on your, who your grandparents were, your parents were.
Yeah.
Some of it based on the deeds that you did.
Okay.
So if you've got amazing parents,
Yeah.
cool grandparents, and you've done some cool stuff,
Yeah.
you might be the leader. But then you also might be selected to be the tohunga, who looks after healing or looks after navigation.
So it's like
specialist.
based on talents as well,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
natural talents.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So in a way, everyone had a role.
Yeah.
But once, I think we had 1835, the Declaration of Independence. Wakaminenga, do you know about that document?
No, I need to read into that.
Bro, it goes back. So in 1835, 35 chiefs up in the Hokianga
Okay.
signed with the British Crown.
Yeah.
And the Crown said back then, Māori, we love what you're doing, carry on, kia kaha.
Yeah.
5 years later, they came back and said, hey, new regime, new king, how about we have the Treaty of Waitangi? How about New Zealand comes under us? So it's like, oh, but didn't you just say 5 years ago, let's hang out, work together, rangatira to rangatira,
Yeah.
and now you want us to be under you, subjects. Tricky situation, bro.
Oh, that's where oh my god.
So that kind of happened, and settlement from about 1812
Yep.
all the way up to about 1860. Lots of Europeans coming.
Yeah.
Free land, bro. Free land.
Just
resources.
for land. Yeah.
Free resources. But then in 1860, wars broke out.
Because of the lack of land, or
Well, settlers had pressures. The crown wanted things. Māori were pushing back. So there was going to be some conflict.
and do you think like there was it sounds immature, but riches, like people were Māori started, their eyes started glowing bright and getting like sparklies in their eyes, and like
Because in the beginning it was flax.
yeah.
It was spars, the big trees, so you could build your boats.
Mm-hmm.
It was seals and whales.
Yeah.
But then once people started to live here, it was land.
Yeah.
And then once they figured out huge plantations, huge food plantations, huge gold deposits.
And that's when slavery
Right.
was that when slavery
Well, that's
did
when
itself?
Māori started to have. First, we were kind of more. There were more numbers, so there were more people coming here.
Yeah.
And I think within maybe 50 years, there were 1 million people here. 1 million Europeans coming from Australia, England, Scotland.
Oh wow.
China, coming from China, because now that food had been found, now that there was work in the gold mines, Americans came here.
It's like the new Eden. It's like they sniffed it out and was like, this is the new Eden.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then you have to have rules.
Yeah.
So people didn't pay attention to indigenous ways of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
For some did, but for the most part, they brought their Western system.
Yep.
So they had a governor. And then in 1860, 64, 63, 64, they allowed Māori to go into parliament. They had their first government.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah, and in 1867,
Yeah.
was it 67? 67.
Yep.
They said, Māori, you can have your first representatives in this house. You can have 4. Mostly to say Māori can be a part of our system, but also to say it might avoid wars. Instead of fighting, how about we go into parliament and we discuss it there?
Yeah.
So you can have 4 seats out of 60 seats. It's
Oh
80
my
seats.
good. But like how much rights did they have at the time when they sat in those seats? How much heirs were lended to them when they were sitting in those seats?
Kore koe ngā rights. No right to my rough. So, I mean, imagine that going from you owned the land and the resources, you worked together as a people, you shared, and now these new people come in with their new systems, only one. We don't want all of the people, we just want one chief. Take me to your ruler kind of thing.
Like the king. Like,
Yeah, like the king, bro,
Yeah.
and the barons and those kinds of representatives.
Yeah.
That system didn't quite work with us. We tried.
Yeah.
But for maybe 40, 50 years, we just held the seat. And I think later on, there was a relationship between Rātana Church and the Labour Party. So there were lots of, they won the Māori seats, went from Liberal, from Apirana Ngata.
Yeah.
You know, there's our Māori Pōmare,
Yeah.
the Buck. The young Māori Party were actually Conservatives, Liberal Party.
Yeah.
But then when Labour came on the scene and Rātana took over, had the agreement. Labour Party said they love the Bible and they love the Treaty of Waitangi. Let's help all people.
Labour Party.
Yeah, Labour Party.
How long have all these parties been around for?
Ages, bro.
Like every single, except for the Māori Party, of
Like
course.
1920s, 30s, 40s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And it was the Beehive was established.
1860, 1857, I think it was like 1850s, 1860s. Boom, back in Te Rā. But that's when we had a governor, Governor Gray,
Yeah.
Governor Hobson, and then it came down to our premiers.
Yeah.
It's like, what's this? What's the big guy's name? Seddon, Dick Seddon. Yeah, Big Dick Seddon. And then to prime ministers,
Yeah.
like our current prime minister. Who's our current prime minister, bro? Pop quiz.
It's not Jacinda Ardern, it's that guy. Is that that's a Pākehā guy with blondish, brownish hair, short hair. I'm not too sure. Is it? Didn't he get in trouble with something to do with drugs or something? No.
No way.
No.
Nah. Sausage rolls.
Sausage roll.
He
Oh,
went to
okay.
the King's coronation, had a young saucy.
Okay.
Prime
No,
Minister.
I don't.
Chris Hipkins.
What's his name?
Chris. The bro Chris.
Chris. What's his last name?
Hipkins.
Hipkins. Why does that sound so familiar?
Because he's the Prime Minister, bro. He took the baton from Jacinda.
When was that? I literally, like, to be honest, Whanau, I have not paid attention to who the new governor is ever since all of this. Prime Minister, not governor.
Don't even have to apologise, bro. A lot of people avoid politics because it's so controversial.
Yeah,
We don't like politics because it might split the family.
yeah.
But, you know, I mean, so you remember Jacinda, right?
Yeah.
And before that, who was the Prime Minister before that?
Johnny.
Yep.
And then,
Okay. And who
what's
before that?
her name? She was cool. She she reminded me of my John Paul College, what is it? The principal, vice principal? Yeah, Mrs. McKenna or something like that. But yeah, I know she had the funky teeth with the wart,
What?
the
Okay.
funky teeth.
Shall I put you out your misery?
Yes, please.
So we're going to go backwards. Okay, the Right Honourable Chris Hipkins,
Yep.
MP for Rimutaka, 53rd. The Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern,
Yeah.
for 4th.
Oh, Bill
Albert.
English. That's right.
Bill English.
Well, how long was he on for?
Oh, but yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
A year.
Yeah. Okay,
So
that's
December 2016 to 26th of October.
okay.
319 days. That's not bad. And then before him, Right Honourable John Key, 8 years. So you probably remember John Key well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right Honourable Helen Clark.
Helen Clark, there she is.
Legend, 8 years.
The legend herself.
46 days.
Oh my goodness.
And then Jenny Shipley, Jim Bolger, Mike Moore, Jeffrey Palmer, David Longy,
Yeah.
Muldoon. That's my era.
Yeah.
But see, a lot depends on leadership.
Yeah.
But just being Māori, being cheeky, being an activist, rocking my mana t-shirt, I always ask Whanau,
Mana.
how soon do you think before we have a Māori Prime Minister?
Hopefully it's soon, because ever since, as you said, Māori got into Parliament, 18 something, you said?
1867.
It's been over 100 years and we haven't got a Prime Minister that is Māori.
Yeah.
And maybe they have a little bit of Māori blood like John Key, but like,
But did he?
I don't know.
But did he? I think I heard that too. I know he's
Yeah, I
Jewish.
heard- yeah.
Shalom.
He's
But
Tapai.
also Winston Peters,
Yeah.
you know, acting Prime Minister. I think Apina Ngata may have been acting Prime Minister too.
But that's only acting. It's
acting,
not like
right?
it's not
It's
Prime
acting.
Minister. Why is it 100 years and we haven't got a Prime Minister that
This
is
is true.
Māori, and we haven't got as much seats still?
Yeah, Kazis want to know. Well, since you said that, so it used to be the first past the post. So they split the country up into seats,
Yep.
and whoever got the most votes on the day won. Right? But then they introduced MMP, and then it's proportional now. Out of the 100 seats in Parliament, half are based on your electorate, so where you live, and the other half are based on the party. So you get 2 votes.
Okay.
The person that you like locally,
Yeah.
plus the party that you like nationally.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
because of the Māori electoral option,
Yep.
Māori people jumped on the Māori roll.
Yeah.
And so when was it? 1996, we had 5 seats. 99, we went up to 6 seats. 2002, 7 seats. So that's why it's important when Māori jump on to vote first.
Yep.
If they choose general, ke te pai, but if they choose Māori, they could actually get more seats. So if all 500,000 Māori were on, say for instance, being hypothetical whānau, but if we were all on the Māori roll, we could have up to 12, 13, 14 seats, 15 seats.
Okay. So what I want to know is, why is it based off like Māori seats? So there's Labour, there's National,
National, yep.
and then there's all the other ones, and
Got
then there's
Greens
Māori,
Act, Māori
Greens,
Party.
and then the Māori Party. I understand back then to get some seats, they would have to label it as Māori Party. But nowadays, why can't it be like the Indigenous Party. Or
Good point. Good point.
yeah,
I think back in 2004, a lot of people had seen that the Labour Party were introducing policies that weren't good for Māori. But there weren't alternatives. Because for the last 50, 100 years, it's always just been red or blue, National or Labour.
yeah,
Similar to the American system, Republican or Democrat, you don't have a credible third option. Next minute, along come the Māori Party. Next minute.
So if we do have, so it's pretty much if a whole nation of Māoris, which belong to this country, well, we don't actually know the original owners, but yeah, our descendants. If we get a whole bunch of them to vote for Māori, then we will have more power, and we won't have excuses like Māoris come second when it comes to hospital bills and hospital medical treatments and all that stuff.
Because I believe, when I was a young activist, hot-headed, I didn't believe in the system at all.
Yep.
But when I first voted at 18, 1992, in Aotearoa, I actually was going to the shop, me and my bro Sonny Rangiawa, going to the dairy down Aotearoa, getting some lollies. And as we were walking in, we seen this Māori fella with a step ladder.
Yep.
He was just getting ready. We jumped in, got our stuff come out. He was preaching in a megaphone. And he was like, do you know they stole your land? And like, yeah, I know. My koro told me. Do you know how to get it back? Fight? No. Vote. Like, boom.
All you have to do, guys, is tick that box, that little tiny box.
And that first step allowed me to, it's about getting on the bandwagon.
Yep.
You know, sometimes you can feel like your vote's not important.
Yeah.
It's just one person. What can one person do? That's true. But then, imagine if they took that vote away from you. What I heard is that 1/3 of all countries in this world, you can't even vote. So
1/3 of all countries in the world.
Yep. They've got kings or they've got military dictators.
Are those the there's a name for it starting with C, and it's like they only go after one rule, one person.
Right.
And is that are they the people that don't have an answer?
You can't vote in certain countries.
Oh man.
So like here in Aotearoa, women were allowed to vote from 1893. Women suffrage, first nation to allow women to vote. Amazing. Some countries today, women can't vote. So
and how long have they been have women been protesting all over the world to have equal rights? Forever. And
ever
it's
since
just
God made us, bro. She wanted us. She didn't want us to do it like this.
yeah. It's like I feel like it's just like with Māoris how we don't have a Māori MP, only a runner-up or what do you call them? The Māori Prime Minister,
Deputy Prime Minister.
Deputy Prime Minister, yeah. It's just like that. There may be women out there who like have a say in some things, but when it comes to the important things for their nation, they don't have a say.
No, that's right. Well, and you just look. So, Māori women in Aotearoa were allowed to vote in 1893, and we've had 3 female prime ministers. Jenny Shipley, Helen Clark, Jacinda. 3. Māori were allowed to vote 30 years earlier. We still not had a single Māori prime minister. It's crazy. It's like that. The system is like that. And partly it's because we've got to engage in the system. You know?
Yeah, if you want the work done, then you got to do the work. That's
right.
Was and as in our chat, Roko, our makeup artist, thank you very much. She's saying communist countries. A question about that.
Yeah.
Do you think when the English came over, they tried to turn us into a communist country? Sure. Yeah.
I mean, Indigenous. The story from the South Island is that who was it? Hobson. Was it Hobson? Well, the governor of the day went down there and said, "No one lives here." Terra incognito. Oh, so who cares about all the whānau hapu that were helping him, feeding him? He said, because no Europeans live here, it's ours. So they didn't even consider us, bro.
What?
Nah. True
What?
story, bro.
No one lives here
No one lives
in
here.
this huge space that can fit millions of people.
South Island.
Let's build a
Te
little.
Waipo number. Nah,
Let's build a little church on this hill right here, in the middle of all of these villages. So when they wake up and look up at the sun, they see a big ass church.
Yep. And so some countries are like that. You know, they remove democratic rights so that just a small group can look after everything. That's what I mean. Monarchy. You don't vote for the king. The king is chosen by God.
Apparently.
Those kinds of things. And
Yeah.
and military. It's whoever is the strongest person in power with the most guns. And we can see that throughout many, many parts of the world.
Yeah, and through our history as well. Through our history, as
So-
as our tribes fought each other with muskets, and that's when the power comes in as well. And then that dwindled our numbers down to make sure their politics and their government can run us into the ground without.
Well, the wars of the 1860s,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was the Boer War, South Africa, 1890s,
Yep.
World War One,
Yep.
World War Two,
Yep.
the Korean War, Vietnam War. A lot of those times we lose our best and our brightest Māori leaders. Wow. It's real hard, bro. It's really hard to get that momentum when every generation our leaders are sacrificed and they make that sacrifice. And so sometimes a lot of the old people are like, well, if you don't vote, we actually went to war to make sure that you can vote. A lot of young people don't realize that.
Yeah, and it's sucky that it came down to that too. Like we had to go. What was the war? Was actually just started over a bank. Like, didn't they just want to create a worldwide bank where like America and them were just in power? So they just went
Complicated.
It was
World War One,
complicated.
complicated. World War Two, complicated.
Yeah,
All I know is just that when we get the call,
we going.
Aotearoa, straight in the Māori soldiers. World War One, we didn't fight as much.
Yeah,
But by World War Two, huge numbers. Wow. And it was all that leadership that both proved themselves but also cost us.
yeah,
Because those would have been the leaders in Parliament, in Council. So now this generation has the opportunity that our old people didn't get a chance to even see. Some of our best and brightest didn't come home.
No, that's what always whenever I think about wars, so many lost opportunities, lost like new ideas, a better evolution for the world, better government, better school curriculums, because all of these people have been lost in these wars, all these childish wars. Oh, I wouldn't call them childish, but immature.
Yeah, that's right. If we could, seek peace and stability and look after each other, the world might be a different place, mummy.
Yes.
Just saying. But even inside each electorate, like we live here in the Waireki electorate, huge.
Huge.
So we've got to give it up to Rawiri Waititi.
Oh,
Māori
yeah.
Party, he's-
Representing all time. I see his face everywhere. It was Tamako.
Yeah.
Bro, that's cool. That's cool. Something for the people now. Shout out to you guys. In the morning, they do a podcast with Rawiri.
Cool.
Then they do a series as well, which is really cool. So you guys, if you guys want to watch more about that, go check out their page on Facebook as well.
Well, what do you reckon you could be an MP? What do you reckon? A day in the life? See, mana as MP. So what do you reckon? You put yourself in that role. What do you reckon?
Oh no, honestly, I'll be too emotionally invested in trying to prove other people wrong and make things right for my own people, but the people that my family and the people I care about are a part of. But I wouldn't be a heartless person who just goes, nah, this is the party, you guys are nothing, this is how we're going to create New Zealand. That's not a way anybody should do it. It should be the people, as like that's the reason why we get to vote. The people speaks, not the parliament.
Cover huge electorate and work. Debbie Ngāre Wapeka and Rawiri Waititi, there's just two of them in Parliament for the Māori Party.
Oh my God.
So they've actually got to cover a lot of ground, but similar to the Labour Party, they've got Penny Henare, Nanaia Mahuta, Reno Tirikatini Sullivan. They've got a lot to cover as well. So individually it must be tough, but collectively It almost seems like we're being set up to fail, my bro.
I feel like it.
Just a little bit of butter and a huge bit of rewana bread. It ain't working for me.
Too dry.
Yes,
Too dry. I need a cup of tea with it.
Yes.
Yeah, need something for the people.
So how do you reckon you would encourage new people to come and vote? If you were the MP, how would you get young people or those that just haven't bothered?
I don't know. I'll probably set up events like fun school. So I would say high school, cool high school events, advertising the electoral, and then obviously the school galas at the event centre, how they do job stuff. Put something there. They've done good with the pamphlets and stuff, but
And you reckon about our little orange bro here? He's been around for 20 years.
He's
Almost
been
as long as Briscoe's.
He probably has better ideas than me. He probably has a better idea how to do it than me.
Check.
But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't know what to do. I guess I would have to go back on history, research, and learn from the mistakes from the previous ones.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just give you a couple of, this is what's happening kind of thing, eh?
Yep.
So the Prime Minister back in January, Jacinda, she said there's going to be an election, whānau, 14th of October. Shook everything else up. And on the same day, she said, I quit. Whoa. So then Mr. Hopkins became Prime Minister. So what we did is, you've got to enroll. They'll get voting books. So where do people live, in which electorate? They've got to formalise that.
Yeah.
10th of September, writ day. The Governor General, she's going to dissolve Parliament. That's us, we done, whānau. 15th of September, nominations for candidates. So if you want to stand to be MP or on the list, got to put your noms in.
Okay.
And then the 27th of September, this is important. If you're overseas, you can vote. So you don't actually have to wait till the 14th of October. Yeah, bro, I'm just schooling you right now. So the election is this date, but there's certain things you can do before that.
Yeah.
But you have to be registered. So first thing is, if you're overseas, 27th of September, you can start voting.
Yeah.
You can do advance voting from 2nd of October. So if you're leaving your electorate, you're leaving the place you live, you're going to work or to study, you can do an advance vote. Those are called special votes as well.
Okay.
So you can do special votes from the 2nd to the 13th of October.
Is that because those are for the people who are out of the time frame to be able to do it and out of the country?
Might be busy, might be out of my electorate, might be travelling.
Yeah.
So you can do a special vote.
Yeah.
From the 2nd of October. So from the 27th of September all the way up until the 14th. Saturday, the 14th of October.
Yeah.
Then it's election day. Hey, man, I love this stuff. I'm so fun. I love elections.
Bro, like...
It's
I just like... I always just remember the chaos on election day. The chaos. Yes. So many newspapers going around. So many people going, who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? And then people rushing down to the stores to vote. And
opinions, bro. It's all about the best speeches, how they look online, because now it's about the internet. Yeah. So a couple of elections ago, it was about TV, who had the best ad. Yeah. Remember the National Party ad with the Eminem? Ding, 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 ding.
When was that? I think I do.
John Key, I think. We're all in this together, rowing the waka.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's all about the internet, my bro. Insta, TikTok, podcasts. So in the next, July, August, September, October, in the next 3 months, guaranteed we'll be seeing hundreds of people talking to us.
Do you think they're to advertise? Oh wait, just an idea, I guess. They'll get someone from TikTok to do like a TikTok dance and then transition it to vote for this.
Yes. Bro, keep an eye out.
If anybody from Parliament want us to do any advertising for you guys, we're here. We're here.
But also, if you see any good TikToks or Instas, as we get into the elections, Kazi, tag us in.
Yeah, tag us in.
And then we'll have an award show, bro. Ooh. We should actually get together on the election night. We should do our own election coverage.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and I don't want to be too serious. I know it's serious, but at the same time, politics is fun for me, bro. It's like going to my favourite game, like last night, New South Wales versus Queensland, state origin, and everyone getting all kind of frothy. They're getting frothy, bro. But end of the day, it's a good game. You know, and there was a bit of biffo, and one of the cousins actually went over there and saw the game from here, Rotorua. Stace, my man. But you know, it's fun. It's fun.
Didn't he? Didn't he?
Us together.
Yeah. It is. It's like a adult version of Cluedo, I guess. Yeah.
That's right,
Adult version of Cluedo.
Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah. You got to study or not study. You got to know who you're voting for, right? Can you just be the ones just tick tick tick?
I think, like, I'm conscious, bro, that I like to be critical. So I like to see who's in which rohe. I don't just look in Rotorua or in Wairiki. I look across the whole map to see if any of my friends are standing. So if my friends are standing, cool. Or if my enemies are standing, bro.
Oh, you better watch out, boy.
You know who you are. You know who you are. I've done it before and I'll do it again. Come on. What? Yeah, but you know who you are. And you can stand, cuz we can all stand. That's the thing. Friends and enemies alike. Give it a go.
You can all stand together too. Yeah, that's the best part of these kind of things happening for the nation, because it gives an opportunity for the people to stand together and communicate together, cooperate together. You know, fight for something they all want. Something mutual.
Well, I saw the opposite last year, the COVID out of the parliament. And the whole COVID. Oh, we got split. It was just.
What happened? What?
Oh, you know, some people didn't want the lockdowns. Some people didn't want the vaccines. Some people did. Some people got a bit over the top, you know.
Good old conspiracists.
But at the same time, the census came out. And only 68% of Māori filled the census out. We needed more.
You know what's funny? Because everybody was sitting at home when those papers rolled into your mailbox, and you just looked at it and threw it in the fire.
Just put it on the fridge and say, I'll do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And all of a sudden, what's this rubbish?
Oh, it's past the due date now. Yeah.
And it might be the same with the electoral. So if you're registered to vote, you should be getting an orange envelope which says confirm your address.
It should have this man right here.
So if you don't have one of these delivered to your house, get online. What was that? Was it vote?
Get online. The bro will put the link down the bottom. The New Zealand, I was about to say New Zealand electrolytes.
Yeah, it's vote.nz. Made it easy for you.
That's good.
I'm going to spell it out for you, Whanau. VOTEN.NZ, Kelly. Just so you know. No, not you, the one over there. You. Kia ora, bub.
Yeah. You, the one that hasn't voted. One of the 400,000, Whanau.
Okay. So I'm going to a couple of quick fire.
Quick fire, yep.
Okay, what'd you do?
Oh, can I just read one comment from this thing? Marcus says, in the past 30 years, out of all the multi-politicians, who do you think would actually have a solid chance of winning an election to be PM? This is going to be for you, bro. I have no idea.
Good one. So there's lots. Like right now, my favourite MP is Nanaya Mahuta. Well, I met her when I first went to university. And she got up and she said, Kia ora, I'm an MP. And I love Bob Marley. Get up, stand up.
Get up, stand up.
She was with Nando.
Who's that?
Nando from the Green Party?
No, I don't.
Now he's over in Whakatane. But, you know, seniority. Got the smarts, got the backing of Waikato Tainui. So if anyone could be Prime Minister, her. But then we've got Kitty Allen. You know, we've got Marama Davidson.
More
Tiana
people.
Tuiono. We've got quite a few.
Have we got couple of young bucks getting in there?
Yeah.
Like majority of them, or just too scared?
Maybe. I think we've got this young cousin Willow Jean Prime. She's up there in north. She's young. She's younger than me. I'm only a billion. But you know, she's got a whānau, beautiful Tani Dion. So I think, but Winston Peters should have been head and shoulders, same as Shane Jones. Remember Shane Jones?
I remember Shane Jones.
Great speaker. And in the past, you had the likes of Georgina Bayer, who we talked about last week.
Yeah.
You know, as our gay,
The-
Pride Week hero. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
But
But so like, why were they just changing in between like Labour, National, and Green, but never sitting in the seat of Māori?
I couldn't tell you what they do at that final pick.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when it's time for a new leader,
Yeah.
all the parties kind of shuffle off and they go, we're going for this person A, this person B, this
Yeah.
person C,
Yeah.
until they can wipe out C.
Oh
and then
no!
everyone can back A.
Well, there's a game. There's a
Yeah,
game.
bro,
Right?
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Ain't it?
It's like what's that game of the chair thing? One person
Musical
stands
chairs.
up. Yeah, musical chairs,
Yes.
bro. Oh my gosh.
That might be how Chris got there. That Labour Party might have had a big game of musical chairs.
Yeah.
Boom. Chris
oh my
won.
gosh.
And same over National. But of musical chairs,
Yeah.
Judith Collins was just not fast enough. And Chris Luxon, boom, got in there, leader of the National Party. Musical
Yeah.
chairs. I like that.
Music.
We
That's,
sorted out things with musical chairs.
I feel like but does it when they do that kind of stuff and play musical chairs for elections, does it ruin the other party? Like they've
Does.
got so much influence in this party, but
Does.
then they go to the next party and it just is that because of do the people do that as a strategy or as a strategy?
Yeah, it's a strategy.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's like a game of chess with musical chairs.
Totally.
Wow.
You could turn up one day, something happens,
Yeah.
and your face is on the front page. That's what you don't want. You don't want to be all over the front page.
Yeah.
The minister of such and such got in trouble for this.
Oh,
you don't want
true.
that.
True.
So you've got to first rise through the ranks
Yeah.
and then survive. That it's hard, bro. You
It
it's
must
hard.
be.
You get it wrong, sometimes people's lives are at stake.
Yeah, that's why when you asked me if you could be a prime minister, I had to think that a lot. Like, I don't think with the responsibilities and the hate that goes towards you, even if you do like a minuscule thing wrong. Like Jacinda, when she got into Parliament, became the prime minister, she got pregnant, and then there was like hundreds of thousands of people just going, "Why did you do that? You
And
got
that's strange,
pregnant."
Ain't that weird?
Yeah,
So it's totally normal to have a bubba,
but
but
it's
all of a sudden,
MP that a PM that has a bubba, the world's chaos. What?
yeah.
No, it shouldn't be like that. It's just a natural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to give up. Just like here, our mayor of Aotearoa, Taniwha, just recently had her baby. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Barbara. Yeah, and so she's the mayor. She's a young Māori woman mayor who's just had a baby.
Cool.
No one. I bet you there's a couple of
Oh,
haters
yeah,
out
there
there.
will be
eh?
a couple of haters.
Oh.
You know, like those
Shush.
those white nationalists who have that little cult down in the south. Have you seen that?
Nah.
I bet they're gonna be voting for the general, all of them, because so there was on the news, there was people in a huge massive shed, probably like 100, 200 people, and they're like, we hate Māori, we hate Māoris.
Oh.
Those are the people I know that's gonna jump into the general.
Yeah. There's a
No
lot of
questions
that,
asked.
bro.
Yeah.
And you have to get used to that. I mean,
Yeah.
as Māori, I'm used to it. I don't accept it, but I'm used to it.
Is there anybody like that in the parliament that kind of influences the role of the elections that way?
Nah, once you've finished, so
Yep.
once the Governor General says that's it,
Yep.
you know, everyone's got to go back to the electorate and try their best to win.
Okay.
Once you win
Yeah.
and you get confirmed and you get your job back or a new job, it's really the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
So right now, Labour Speaker
Yep.
Adrian Rurafe
Yep.
from down there in Te Tai Hawaru.
Yep.
He's the new Speaker.
Oh.
So there's a Speaker of the House, plus the Governor General is kind of part of that formalities.
Yep.
It's complicated. I mean, that's probably another reason people don't vote. It's because it's so complicated.
Yeah.
The system is they're trying to make it easier, but it's still quite... So I'm going to ask you this question.
Yep. Yes.
Do you think we should be allowed to vote online?
Yes.
What's the goods about that?
Well, first of all, it's convenient and easy. All you do is click a couple buttons, type some buttons, and that's it. You don't have to wait for mail to come in, or you don't have to be worried that it didn't reach the place or it's got lost. But also, I think you can share if you got family or friends that don't know what to do or haven't got their papers yet, they can just copy the link, send it to the family, and it's cool to go. And I think, I don't know, maybe it's easier for people to organize the votes and the numbers through online because it's already uploaded and everything, instead of rummaging all through these papers. And
Sure.
yeah.
Saves trees.
Save trees too.
But then
yeah.
can I ask you this?
Mhm.
Hacked. What if someone hacked your vote? So you know you didn't vote for that party, but somehow someone got in and hacked
I may
100,000 votes, and now
I may as well not have voted if they hacked me because I don't know where it's gonna go. But then that person needs to look at themselves and think, what are they doing with their lives?
disrupting. But that's it.
yeah.
I think it's come up quite a few times that we should vote online, but the number one reason people don't is because they're hacking.
Yeah,
You can't be sure that it's secure.
yeah. It's until we actually find a fix that doesn't allow hackers to be able to get under that rug and appear from the other side and change stuff. Yeah. I just want to. So Roko was dead.
Yes.
Here's a second question:
Hold up.
how do they divide the geographical areas of each seat?
Ooh. So if I can remember right, they take the map and they cut it in half.
Yeah.
So there's 120, 60 are based on the list,
Yeah.
and then 60 your electorate.
Yeah.
Each electorate has a particular size. I think it's 32,000. So 32,000, draw a circle. That's an electorate.
Oh.
Something.
Yeah.
It's something like between 32 to 37,000, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm out by 1,000.
before we
but I
carry-
know it's around 30,000 people per electorate.
Yeah. Before we carry on, definition of electorate.
Electorate boundary. Try the boundary.
Okay.
So those people that live in the Rotorua electorate, not the Tauranga electorate.
Okay, because they live in the Rotorua.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And so you're looking for a representative, one of 60,
Yeah.
to look after your electorate.
Yeah.
Plus the other 60 are for the party.
Yeah.
So you could vote national in your electorate,
Yeah.
but then you could vote for the Labour Party because I like the party.
Yeah.
So the like here, for instance, you could vote for Todd McClay because he's a local guy, he does good work, but you could support the Labour Party.
Yeah.
Or similar, you could vote for Rawiri Waititi as the local Waiariki because you're a Māori voter,
Yeah.
but then you can vote for the Greens because you love their policies.
At least they made it flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's really helpful for anybody who. That's actually something I never knew about. I thought you vote for the person in your hometown and you vote for the same.
No, then you vote for your party. Two
Yeah.
votes. The party you like. Because it's a part on the person that you know.
Yeah.
If you see them doing good work.
Yeah.
But it's also about the policies of the party.
Yeah.
So most people, when they talk about politics, it's what's your policy? But once they've got some idea of the policies, are you different from that party? I like you. Then who are your people in your party? Who's on your list?
Yeah.
And who's standing in your electorate? And then who's your leader? Like it's National have one leader, Labour has one leader. The
Yeah.
Greens have co-leaders,
What
male or female.
is that? Is that because of nature, like a Adam and Eve kind of thing?
But it's cooperative leadership.
Oh.
It's not all about the one at the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So different. And
Oh,
same
okay.
with ACT.
Yeah.
ACT have Epsom, but they also have like 9 MPs.
Wow. Well, can you tell me and everyone in chat why all these different sections like National, Labour, ACT, Green, and were they all formed at once,
No.
or were they one after another
Well,
because they saw the needs?
You know how we talked about in the early days there was the settlers and like the governors?
Yeah.
Well, there were two classes almost, the workers and the farmers, the landowners.
Yeah.
So the landowners were the Liberal Party who became the National Party, and all the workers became the Labour Party. So it's like, well, now if you're talking about
okay.
Labour Party, you're talking about unions,
Yeah.
the teachers, the nurses' unions.
Oh my
And
goodness.
you're talking about the National Party, you could be talking about farmers,
Yep.
And with the Green Party, you could be talking about environmentalists.
Yep.
So, depending on your flavour, bro. You know? In the old days, there was only 2 flavours, red or blue.
Yeah,
And now
then
there's lots of different flavours.
that. Sorry, Whanau. That's pretty cool. How the workers just picked up papers, picked up pen, decided to fight for their own people.
Yeah, some parties are no longer here. Mana Motuhake, the Mana Māori Party.
Oh yes,
There's another party with Machurata.
Yep.
Via Eva Rickard. I think Willie Jackson.
Yep.
Sanja Lee. So they were part of Mana Māori Motuhake, the Mana Party, which went into the Alliance.
Yep.
Which went into Labour.
Yep.
Which doesn't exist anymore. The United Party. And they went to help out the National Party. It was MPs from different parties to make the United Party. Only one guy got it, Peter Dunn.
He was done.
Yeah, and then Navi, he's done.
He's done. But oh my god! So these are actually kind of strats, right? These are strats for the
organisation.
parliament.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
And okay, one more question.
Yes.
So far, I've been going on for ages, you know.
Oh, we love this. It's good learning,
I
good
could just
education.
say thank you for Timothy. It's giving me the space and the place, my guys. But we got you guys. We know what
we got you.
We know what you're doing next time. But 16-year-old voting, yes or no?
No.
Why?
They're at the stage where they can start getting into jobs, and I think they should be focusing more on that. If they want to vote, then yeah, there's nothing stopping them if they're going to put a law in place where they can.
Yeah.
There's nothing to stop them. I don't really see anything wrong except for the immaturity.
So it's more immaturity of a 16-year-old. Is
Yeah.
that more about you when you were 16 or about all 16-year-olds? So because most 16-year-olds, you know, you can get a license at 16.
Yeah, there's a
You
lot.
can move out of your house. You can finish school at 16.
Yep.
But you can't vote.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, there's I think there is a lot of mature 16-year-olds out there who know what they're doing, and that's because they have good parenting and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the only reason I see what's wrong with voting as a 16-year-old, the immaturity of it. But of course, not everybody's like that, and they can always be taught what all this is about in schools, the actual things that matter.
Schools. Did you learn anything about politics at school?
No, just hierarchy.
Hierarchy. Well, who's the boss?
Yeah, who's the boss? Prime Minister, Minister, MMPs, and
so we know very little about politics, yet it's quite an important thing for us to do.
it's important, yeah.
And that,
Ain't that a funny
ain't the
thing?
system. Come on,
Ain't
system.
that a funny thing?
Yeah, because there's these civil education, civics,
Yeah.
you know, teaching about government, councils, about those kind of structures. We don't teach that at school. We learn about kings and emperors,
Yes.
but we never learn about how they come to be and how that's relevant to me.
Do you reckon they can put their curriculum into social studies?
Bro, they should make a game out of voting.
Yeah.
Why aren't they gamifying the whole electoral system?
Instead of
Sign into the game,
yeah.
you learn things, and at the time of voting, it's giving you prompts to go out there and vote.
How about pitch this game?
Yeah.
The electoral games.
Yeah.
Electoral
games, all like the Hunger Games.
Yeah, the Hunger Games, or the game of parliaments.
Yeah, the game. Ooh.
Game
Yeah,
of
I'd call it
parliaments.
polis.
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 Yeah.
It's how we talk about How do we talk to each other about each other?
Yeah.
And what's important?
Yeah, it's definitely definitely a touchy topic, but a topic that has got a big rabbit hole that we can explore.
Yes. So, Hoiano, I'm going to just recap. We're going to recap one more time. So we have an election coming up October 14th, whānau. If you want to, please enroll to vote. You don't need to, but we're just encouraging you.
It would be amazing if you guys could.
And if you're not available on October the 14th, you can do a special vote. Go online. It's called an advance vote. Also, if you're overseas, so if you're in Australia, stop making up excuses, Kazi. I can hear you moaning all the way there in Sydney. I always hear you moaning about it. What you got to do is sign up and vote from Australia.
Yeah.
So you can vote from Australia from the 27th
Can you
September.
vote from like anywhere else, like
You
Japan,
can vote from
Thailand,
Mars, bro.
bruh?
So long as you enroll.
I can smell you on Mars.
And then on October the 14th, that's the date.
Oh, yeah.
Are we going to have a new government?
Yeah.
Are we going to have the same government? Who are our new MPs?
Yeah.
What's their direction for our future?
Yeah.
The Kazis want to know. The Taniwhas must know.
The unknown wants to know.
Well, I know.
Oi. We also got a comment right there by Nathan.
Kia ora.
JPT, National Catholic or Labour Anglican?
Ooh, National Catholic and Labour Anglican.
That's a really good...
Yeah, that's a good question too.
I'm sure there will be like different religions. If we got way more deep into this, I guess, as in like, so we've got the National Labour, Green, Act, Māori, and we've got all of these ones that have gone.
Do they have religious lines?
Yeah.
Do.
Can we
They
split
could
them
very
up?
Well do. Yes.
If we were like the Catholics over in the thing, and they had their hierarchies for that and their little sections for it, if we had that in a parliament, oh my goodness, dividing the people.
A theocracy. It's called a theocracy. Yes, where the theologians look after things.
Yeah.
No, but what's the composition of our MPs? Do they go to church?
Yep.
I know back in the 50s, everybody went to church.
Yep.
Today, maybe just a couple.
Yeah.
But what's their denomination? So, I mean, you're not really meant to ask people their religion
No.
or sexual persuasion kind of thing, but the Kazis, inquiring minds, ain't they?
Yeah,
Inquiring minds.
because like religions, they have their own way of living, and you can pretty much call most religions a way of life, I guess.
Well, in Aotearoa, it's mostly Christian.
Yeah.
You know?
So how was it influenced elections? Eh?
It's a good question. I'm going to have to go back and dig into that. Thank you for that part time.
Yeah. Kia ora, Tony. Welcome. We were about to do a little korero at the end. We just did a little. What is it? What did you just call
It's
it?
a bit of a summary.
Summary. Yeah.
Enroll online, vote.nz, and then advance vote or vote overseas from the 27th of September. October the 14th, Kazi, wake up.
Wake up.
It's from 10 a.m. all the way up until like 5 p.m.
Yep.
You can vote.
Until 5 p.m.
At 7 o'clock, all the votes come through.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting at a headquarters, you're nervous.
Yeah.
Do you pop the bubbly?
Wait till
Keep
12.
that on till next election.
Wait till 12 o'clock, and you can come to my birthday, and we can celebrate the new MP and the PM.
Yes. That's called the Mana Party. See?
The Mana Party.
Mana's Party the same weekend. Ain't that uncanny?
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna be celebrating the elections over my birthday.
So yesterday we want to give shout outs to Oaks for her birthday. Yesterday
Yeah. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! What do we?
My Miss Lassa, 24 years yesterday, baby. Yes.
Way,
Anniversary,
congratulations,
24
bro.
years, bro. And to my sister Jude, her birthday yesterday.
Yep. Happy birthday.
Young and fly, my sis. Also to my little baby brother Dennis, and to our sister-in-law Iwa. Congratulations on your new baby.
Yeah, congratulations.
Can't wait for hugs.
Yeah. Anyway, mean recap. Good subject on the talk tonight. I hope you guys learn a lot, because I definitely did.
Cool.
I definitely did. For the past 4 to 5 years, I missed out on voting. So, congratulations to those who got my vote and voted for me, just made my decision for me. I hope you made the right one, because if not, I'm never voting for you again.
So we're going to just next week, I'll be taking a break. We're going over to see my wife's dad.
In
Take our kids back to see their
America.
koro. Have a memorial for our mum. She passed away last year, so we're going to just, do our do there. It's going to be sad, but you and Levi
Yes.
are going to be...
We're going to be talking about... So next week, guys, for the next 2 weeks, while Mr. Portal is away, we're going to be doing the first week introducing Digital Native Academy's... what's it called?
Programs.
Yeah.
Kaiako.
Yeah. For the rangata. And also we're going to be doing the second week with the other side, which is Native Tech, where the curriculums come in, the NCEAs come in. So we will be touching on those two topics, which will be really awesome, because we want to show parents and kids and teenagers of all age groups technology and what we work with and how we educate people, and just to keep people in the ropes.
When you were young, what was your dream job? When I grow up, I want to be. What did you want to be?
A sniper.
Sniper. What?
Yeah, I wanted to be a sniper. But you know what's funny? The bro's got one eye.
Oh.
There's my dream crushed before I can even reach it. But the next one, I actually wanted to be a performer, like a dancer.
Yeah, dancer. Because I remember, bro, you're a hardcore dancer.
Yeah, I was.
Being creative.
Yeah. But what about you when you were younger?
Oh, just to be fly.
Just
Just to be like the
Grace of wings.
chillingest, as villainous, as dude I am. You know, it's hard to be great, bro, but
What
I'm
a
going to
dream.
try it anyway.
What do you mean? You're already
Uh,
there. You're already there.
I think
Own that greatness.
politics, I like politics, but I like creative tech.
Yeah.
I like geeky stuff. Esports,
Geeks.
making games.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what we're
Making videos,
that's what we're all about.
animation.
We're all about that. Anyway, thank you so much, Whanau, for coming in and watching us and understanding what we're talking about, which is the Māori or general electoral options.
Nice.
See you guys next week, and we also have some up and coming videos throughout the week. We will be dishing them out, so keep an eye out for those. They're going to be really interesting videos, so I do recommend watching them. So yeah,
Shamar, bro. Oh, that's over and out from Taniwha TV. Joe
over and out.
Geeks.
Cha-cha, cha geeks.